No, wrong one. God damn it. Sorry. Still not used to that. Hi guys. I hope you're all doing. Oh, I left my hair up. I didn't mean to do that. Hi guys. Welcome. I hope you're having a great day. It is Wednesday, August 23rd. The time is 4:49 Pacific Standard Time, so I'm like 4 minutes late. That's pretty good for me. Hi Hector, hi Mayor, Sashina, how are you? Excited for Friday? I will email you. I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. I've been on other people's shows, but I've never had somebody on mine. Katie, you didn't. That launches this weekend, but that's a special announcement for a little bit later. Just the cleavage makes its appearance on this channel. But also, I posted, if anybody I had Bluebell today for part of the day. I took some gorgeous pictures of her frolicking in a little um, like flower bed. It looks so cute. So I will post those on the Discord later. Bruce Davis is here. Beverly Bradford, Courtney, Mayor. What are you talking about? No cleavage. You can't see that. I was just working on that. Um, what else? Oh, I gotta switch it from top chat. So, what a day it's been. Okay, hold on, let me fix my boobs. I don't think they were that not cleaved, but maybe it's just the angle. Maybe I took the camera a little too much. See, there you go. There you go, Mayor. Just for you. Um, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm trying to, yeah, that's what I want to do. I think my sound will be better now. Listen, we have Matthew Hagen again, not the same case. Don't worry, we are not going back to that fucking nightmare from yesterday. We streamed for over 5.5 hours. It was good, but this is not it. Listen, Linda, I love that presto. But we are gonna watch some Matthew Hagen. He had some new stuff today, so we are going to get going on that. Um, I'm just looking. Wow, he had quite a bit. We're not going to be here for 5 hours again, but we might be here for a little while. We'll be here for a while. So, on that note, tell me what you had for dinner today. I'd love to hear about it. If you didn't have dinner yet or you didn't like what you had, tell me what you wish you had. Take your medication. See, you can tell I've taken my medication today because I know where they are. I'm reminding y'all right off the bat to take yours. Ooh, Sashina has steak and potatoes. Hector is just smoking a joint. Me too, Hector. Um, Meatloaf. Okay, Vicky, I've never had meatloaf in my life, which seems weird. People don't believe me when I say that, but I haven't. Bruce is getting his pizza out of the oven. I like that. Let me click on that so that it loads. Standard chicken finger and garden salad for Courtney. Perfect. I had my standard as well already. My sandwich. Um, Haggis. No, I'm not into haggis that much, even though I am Scottish. It's just not for me. Um, Mac 1 for the strain still, Courtney. Nice. Nice. I have some critical kush. I think that's what I've got. I explained to my daughter yesterday, the naming of weed is very depends on the quality of the person who sells you weed. Because, and not to say that I'm an unscrupulous drug dealer, but changing the name of a strain used to sell it a lot. I particularly remember we had a strain called Stripper Spit, which is sort of gross, and I changed it to Angel Kisses, and it sold like hotcakes. Um, what a day it's been today. Hi, T-Rex. You're having good old-fashioned McDonald's. That's yummy. I miss McDonald's. I've been off them for a little bit lately. Grammy's having motor breath. Yummy. Okay, let me get the court going here as we sort it out. Stripper spit. Um, oh, hold on. So that I can see better. It doesn't help. I have great eyesight. These are for sure. Is this the right one? No. Is this the right one? Yep, that's the right one. Shepherd's pie I like. Now, okay, there's a difference between shepherd's pie, cottage pie, and something else. That's the one with potatoes and cheese on it. That's what I really like. Potatoes on the top, like meat on the bottom, meat with maybe pea and carrots, and onion, gravy, and then potatoes, mashed potatoes on top with cheese. Tested. I just noticed my joint had a hole in it, which is not helping. So this is let's get it going. Like I said, this is Matthew Haig. He is in Michigan. We've done many hours with him. We talked about that yesterday. So please enjoy yourselves. Give me one moment. No, okay, I did that right. I thought I had filled it up somehow, but it looks like I've got it. Okay, let's get going. Oh, last thing. Tip like button is such a helpful way that you can help me out.
Once we introduce you, whether or not you'd like to have an attorney represent you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So we'll see you all shortly. Who are we starting with?
Start from the top with Miss Sickety.
Sounds good.
All right. Again, it's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Sickety, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Amanda Sickety.
Thank you. Ms. Mullen.
She's saying sickety? Like chickadee, but sickety? Hello, I'm Miss Sickety. That would be a weird name. You know, sometimes I think about teachers. You know, if you actually, here's a great idea. If you're a parent about to have a child, you need to think about your child becoming a teacher one day and being in a room full of children that are just merciless. Okay? You got to think of their first name and their last name, plus any possible subsequent last names that they may end up inheriting or marrying into, etc., etc. Okay, so Sheena's got through to somebody named Beverly. Yesterday, I literally had to frickin' tweet Air Canada for my dad to get his wallet back, which he did. But like, how sad is that when customer service has to be tweeted?
Thank you. This is the matter of Amanda Sickety versus Nicholas Payath, docket number 2015-007298DS. Parties in the case have a third order modifying order for custody support and parenting time signed December 27th, 2016, which orders Ms. Sickety to contribute child support and medical support for one child in the amount of $204 per month. There's been prior enforcement on the case. The last hearing was held in December 2022. Ms. Sickety failed to appear. A warrant was authorized. However, it was recalled in March of this year due to a lump sum payment posting to the account. The current balance owed is $1,655.30, of which $1,146 is owed to Mr. Pyeth in child support. Medical support order to the state is $78. And then there is fees and costs as well as a 30-cent recovery owed to the Department of Health and Human Services. Payments on the account in the past year, there were two. They were both involuntary. In February of this year, $1,202.14 posted to the account. And then in March, $2,832 applied to the account, which was the last payment.
All right, thank you. So Ms. Sickety, what's been going on?
Well, to be honest, Mackenzie has been living with me for the last 2 years. She has not seen her dad at not one time. And in October, it'll be 2 years exactly since she's been there. So I guess I need to do some paperwork to try to get it stopped, the child support, or me paying child support stopped, because she has not been with him.
Yeah, that's something that you need to let us know, because we just have a valid order that's billing you for child support, because we assume we're following the custody order.
Okay. And I knew that, but then every time I looked, I didn't know which forms I was supposed to fill out, and I didn't know if I was supposed to get an attorney or what the process was, so I kept just letting it go.
Well,
But-
you're able to call your caseworker and find out all that information, correct?
Yes, I am able to, yes.
Because with the involuntary payments, you're not that far behind. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, if it's been 2 years, you need to be letting us know that. It only benefits you. Otherwise, all we're doing is enforcing a valid court order. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand completely.
So when can you get a hold of your caseworker?
I can try to reach out to her today, and find out what process I need to do to change that. Because like I said, I'm not sure. I did send her a couple of emails, but that was quite some time ago. And I don't know if they just didn't reach her or what the deal was, and then I kind of just dropped the ball on it. And then I think it was my tax refunds were garnished to pay, and that prompted me again. I was like, okay, I should probably reach out and try to get this straightened out, just because of the fact that she hasn't been with him at all. So it doesn't make sense for me to be paying anything when she's not going there.
I agree. Ms. Mullen, you had your hand up?
Yes, Your Honor. I was just going to let Ms. Sickety know the best place to start is to put in writing that the child is residing in your full-time custody, and then we can start with a notice of abatement. But if you're wishing to change formal custody without his consent or agreement, you would need to file a motion.
Okay, but what did you say? I could put something in writing, and who would I give that to?
You would send it to our office, attention friend of the court, or to your case manager, but indicate in writing that she is residing in your full-time care. And we can begin with a notice of abatement, which means your child support could cease without there being a formal change of custody.
Okay.
And you can fax, mail, or drop that off, whatever's easiest.
Okay, and is that to Antrim County, or does it go to the main one here in Traverse City?
Our main office is Traverse City, but whatever's easiest for you. Yeah, if you are a resident here, you certainly can drop it off or email it to us.
Okay.
We're open 7:30 to 5.
Okay, I can do that.
All right, I'm going to adjourn this out 30 days, but in that time, that should be plenty of time, ma'am, for you to at least get the letter into your caseworker, so we don't have you on our docket, because we don't want you here any more than you do if the child's living with you.
Right. Okay.
But we need you to get on it and take care of it.
Okay, I will work on that today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man, maybe she has ADHD like me, because even when somebody's like, I just took $1,200 from you. If you file this one piece of paper, we won't do that again. I'm like, wow, God, I'd love to do that. If the papers are right there. Anyways, no, I actually filed my taxes today. And they're late, but that's okay. They owe me money. So I would just like a round of applause for that because that's right, August 23rd. I said that to somebody today. They're like, "Wow, in Canada, you file your taxes in August." I was like, "No, just me, just me. Everybody else does it in April, but I like to be different." Guys, if you're just getting here, please go ahead and like the video. I just saw Erica come in. I see RLS0523 here. Who else was here? Oh, Harmony just walked in. Thank you, Harmony. Please go ahead, take your seats. We are back with Judge Hagan again, but we are not. Oh, and KLF is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Clocked in. Thank you so much. You guys know how much it helps. YouTube Daddy, the fickle beast that he is. Oh, no worries. I am understanding. We can be late. Other announcement that I will make is that I am now 100% confirmed to go to Florida at the end of September for a couple weeks. I'm going for longer, because I'm going from farther away. So, I will be at the meetup to meet Mikey, and then I will be doing some things, working down from Florida, and um, I'm excited about that. So we will be talking about that as we go on. KH is here. Is Orlando Chiquita here? Vicky Pathlass is here. My friends, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna switch the screen back to the other one that doesn't say intermission. Oh, I will go live from the meetup for sure. Yeah, I know how to do that. Because at Matsuri last weekend, or was that 2 weeks ago now? At the anime convention, I learned how to do that. So yes, I will be doing that. Hundi P, I'll go live from the meetup for sure. I was trying to get Mikey to do a live show with me, but he's busy being a Disney adult or whatever he decides to call himself. Anyways, okay. You are gonna force me how to have a guest, Sashina. I'm gonna figure it out pretty soon. What I was just about to say is that I'm gonna go. KH, you should come. Absolutely. You should come. Um, I'm flying from Canada. If you can drive there, y'all better be there if you can drive there. Hi Wenlaw 007. Okay, let's see here. Oh, somebody was asking about the games in the chat. Like I said before, you earn points for being here just for hanging out. Every 5 minutes that you hang out, you get points. And you can gamble those points with the heist command, which I've written to be sort of like a Judge Manning type. I don't know what you would call that. RPG. I don't even know. I don't think it's RPG. And then uh, the slots have horrible odds, but you can play those. I think there's even maybe I didn't turn on the a magic 8 ball, but we have lots. And we're learning it all together. This is something that like I pay for every month so y'all can gamble. But I just love it. I think it's a fun thing. I'm really working on trying to get other games going in the chat. And it's hard because ADHD. Oh, that'd be sweet, Sashina. That would be awesome. Yeah, some new ones to share on Friday would be great. Because I did write that one. I was feeling quite creative one day, and I sat down and wrote that Judge Manning one. But it's it's great when other ones. I don't think Magic 8 Ball works, T-Rex. I don't think I turned on. I'm still paying for the other one. I gotta sort that out too. Stop pay. I have to get it. Basically, I have to get your guys' points from the other channel so that I can deal with that for you. Because I know a lot of you worked hard for that. There was a couple nights when I was a little bit drunk and I turned the odds way up and people were making bank money. So, um, plus really thought, see, but it didn't work because Kay only has 5,000 chips. I thought I gave a bunch yesterday. I can't do it while I'm live. I need another computer. Maybe I should stop traveling, but no, I won't. No, I'll do this anyways. Also, when I figure out how to ask guests, how to add guests, you want to come up and say hi? Oh, you know what, Bruce? We should do a day when I bring on some viewers to hang out and say hello. That would be fun, actually. I think so. We will set that up. Okay. I'll let this play and then I'll work on the other intermission screen or the other screen without intermission and without me. Where's the damn screen caption? Never mind, we just have to do this one. Sorry.
Alex Griffin next.
Yes, please.
He's joining.
Dang, Sashina, I should do that.
All right, it's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Griffin, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Alexander Griffin.
Thank you. Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is matter of Krissa Griffin versus Alexander Griffin, docket number 2022-009101-DM. Parties have a correction order signed June 16th, 2023, which orders Mr. Griffin to contribute child support and medical support for 3 children in the amount of $364 per month. That charge began January of this year. This is Mr. Griffin's first show cause hearing with the court. His current balance owed is $1,920.24, of which $1,548.18 is owed to Ms. Griffin in child support. There are fees, and medical support owed to the state is currently $330.06. Payments on the account since the charges began in April of this year. Mr. Griffin paid in a total of $171.16 was applied to this case. In May, we received $128.58 for Mr. Griffin. June, he managed current support plus arrearages. And then this month so far, we have received $102.86. And that being said, Your Honor, he has 2 other actively charging cases in the state. So it appears the money is being dispersed across all 3 of them.
Okay, so Mr. Griffin, it sounds like overall you're doing pretty well at paying. We're just a little behind. How can we get you back on track here?
Yes, it's just been a rough patch the past few months. I've been moving, and then in the midst of that, I had some vehicle trouble, both with my personal vehicle and work vehicle. In the job I'm on, we had a problem with the windows. They were special order windows, and long story short, we had to wait an additional. It's been an extra month. So I won't get paid on that job until this Saturday. So, I should be able to get pretty much caught up once paid on that. It's just been trouble the last little while. I do have a payment I can make today.
Okay,
And then,
how much is that?
I could pay like $300 today.
300? He froze up. Your screen froze, sir. How much did you say you could pay today?
$300 today, and then I could make a substantial payment come Monday. Like I said, I should be able to almost get caught up on that.
All right, because with what I understood with fees, you're only about 2 months behind on child support. Now you have the $300 in fees, but I'm not as worried about that as I am with child support. So if you can make a $300 payment today and whatever else you can pay in 14 days, I'll adjourn this out in 90 days, but we should be good.
Okay, perfect. And that's all I need. Like I said, I'm pretty much back on track. I just need, just these next few days.
Okay.
Saturday is when that comes through, and then I should be pretty much back on track at that point. So
Okay, so I'm gonna expect at least a $300 payment in the next 14 days. And if you're paying any more than that, that will benefit you so that your arrears don't go up. But I'll turn it out 90 days. It sounds like we should be back on track by then.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll bring in Jacqueline Hildebrandt.
All right, it's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Hildebrand, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Jacqueline Hildebrand.
And Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of Front of the Court. This is the matter of Jacqueline Dotery, now known as Hildebrand, versus Jamie Smith, docket number 2013-006491DS. Parties have a third order modifying order for custody, support, and parenting time signed December 15th, 2020, which orders Ms. Hildebrand to contribute child support for 2 children in the amount of $316 per month. And there's been prior enforcement on the case back in 2022, but there has not been contempt findings or any payment plans. Her current balance owed is $4,674.04, of which $4,544.54 is owed to Mr. Smith in child support. And then there are fees. Payments on the account in the past year. In August of 2022, an involuntary payment of $443.91 applied to the account. January of this year, $100 was paid by Ms. Hildebrand. February, $600 was paid by.
Remember last night I tried to give out 200,000 points to all the viewers? I think you got them, RLS. So Bruce, you're so close. Now you just need to remove the space between the exclamation mark and the gamble. Also, I want to take this opportunity to tell anybody, hey, if you hate what people are doing in the chat with that and you don't like to see Streamlabs, just go ahead. You can block Streamlabs, okay? And it doesn't matter. It will just block them. But also, I want to go ahead and mention if you have a gambling problem and you'd like to be self-excluded, I can do that for you. Or if you want to come here and exercise your gambling problem, that's fine. Your points are never going to cost you anything. You don't even need to be, I don't even need to say this anymore, but y'all are not members and you win and you can gamble. Membership, it doesn't cost anything for you to play these games. So please enjoy.
Ms. Hildebrand, and in March, $2,648.54 was captured for the account, but is not set to be released until September, approximately.
All right, ma'am. So what's been going on?
Okay, so I was pregnant. I had a baby in May, and it kind of set things back because I had a horrible pregnancy and I had gestational diabetes, which made my pregnancy horrible. And then once I had my little girl, she had to stay in the NICU for the past month after that. And I've been just trying to get back on track.
Ma'am, it's unfortunately a little bit concerning when you have a baby in the NICU, but you can't afford your other child support payments on other children. You know what I mean? Also, I was counting there how many excuses she has. I don't know why people do this. They come in with like hard hit and like 17 excuses. Like, there are many women in this chat that had gestational diabetes, that had horrible pregnancies, quote unquote. We all know I used to run a mommy's group. I've dealt with literally devastating stories of people that still managed to take care of their shit. Okay? Like, I get it, and that might be the case. And that I'm not saying that that's not the reason, but when you come in, like from my experience, people that are dealing like that, they don't tend to come out and say it like that. They just deal silently and then sink and sink and sink. And then there are people that we see in court that use these things as an excuse. She's what you'll notice the friend of the court said is that she has an amount on hold that they will automatically disperse in September. She could authorize that amount to be dispersed immediately to the child. Again, to me, it says a lot when she's like fighting about this. And Streamlabs sometimes does take a little vacation, you know. I pay, but I didn't pay the top tier. I don't know. Um, but he does take his time sometimes. Also, I'm in Canada, so the internet, you know, back and forth. Also, if you're just getting here, guys, let us know if you're new here, where you're from, if you're lurking, if you what you had for dinner. Tell us all about it. Search for Spock is here. The government promotes this having babies because one can make a living at it nowadays. I don't know how that can be true after the cost of a stay of like in the NICU. Wouldn't that be like again, you have to understand like I come from Canada, a public healthcare system. So every woman, no matter what, is entitled after she gives birth to a year off. Okay? Paid. If you had a job, you're entitled to be paid for that entire year for your salary and come back to your job with no flack. That's how it is. And if you work for the government or you're as a teacher or certain other types of civil servants, you're entitled to take even more leave than that at a reduced salary and maintain your position at a job. I have to say, it pains me hearing about wee babbies 6 weeks being taken from their mamas because they have to go to work. That makes me sad. I think that all people that have babies should get that time to bond with their baby. I mean, I was like, I was 19, had my baby, turned 20, took my year off, and then was like, I'm not going back. I'm fucking 20 years old. I got nothing to go back for. Nope. And I spent like 3 years at home with her. It was great. Best decision I could have made. I'm so happy I did it and was able to do it. Not everyone is able to. Med check, Grammy Rita, what a good idea. And again, so I'm not saying that she's not in the like in the right in what she's gone through, but again, everybody has these issues. This is not a huge amount of child support and children need to be taken care of. It's just the basic part of it.
And my husband's been getting back to work. I'm currently not working right now, but my husband is, and we do plan to pay a lump sum on it as soon as possible.
Okay, what's the lump sum you're thinking?
I don't know, what are you thinking?
Well, I don't know, because
Okay, first of all, let's just quickly talk about me. I've sold cars before. I'm not good at it because this part of the negotiation right here. So the main rule in negotiating is you don't lead with the number. The person who leads, no, I didn't turn it off. Should be there. But anyway, so the person that leads is in automatically in a lesser position. So you don't want to be the first one to offer a number if there's not already a number. So car sales have a fucking sticker. And then you start at that number and then you're on even footing in a way. But so she's actually being quite smart here. Instead of she's like she didn't even lowball him. She was just like, no, you give me the number first. And again, if he says, no, you give me a number, this will be interesting. And I've seen car deals exactly like this. And I stand there and I'm like, oh my God. Oh. One time I had this car deal where this lady, you could obviously tell she just knew like how it worked. And she's like, listen, this is the price I'm going to pay for a car. if you want to keep going back there and then keep coming here and we can pretend like we're like arguing about it, we can do that. Do you need to do that for your box? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, that's fine. But remember, this is the number. I'm like, oh, okay. I go back and I do the whole thing. And I'm like, in the end, again, she got the number that she wanted, but she understood the game that had to be played. And Courtney, I'll give you this. It is not pretend talking to the boss for most people. The reason that car salespeople have to go back and talk to the boss or the sales manager is because unfortunately, car salespeople are not given all the details of the equation properly, especially on a used car. So on a new car, it's pretty different. There's standard pricing, there's very marginal profit margins. And so in reality, your sticker price is very close to what you're going to be able to get on a brand new car. On a used car, however, it is entirely about how much the sales manager or the buyer bought that car in for, and then how much money the dealership put into that car before selling it. And that's called like the price, like basically that's the like cost of the goods. And so I worked at a dealership as a receptionist and then as a sales administrator before I ever sold cars. So I already knew the administrative system. And yet, I realized they don't tell all the salespeople these numbers. So when in fact I can look and know the bottom line of the car deal and say, oh, this is how much we put into it. This is what they'll sell it for. The average salesperson would never have access like that in the computer system. So, that's why they have to go back because uh, they don't know. And it's not their fault. It's because the car dealership doesn't trust them to sell cars that have no gross profit in it because you get paid a percentage of the gross profit of a used car. And it takes a lot of effort to sell a car. You have to sell a certain number of new cars in order to stay working there. When I worked for a car dealership, which shall remain unnamed, but it was German, um, they required that you sell like 15 new cars a month, between a 10 and 15 new cars a month. But you only got paid $100 to sell those cars. And if you didn't get a 10 out of 10 survey, you only got paid $50 to sell those cars. So you only made maybe no, it wasn't wrong. You only made maybe $1,500 selling 15 brand new cars. And you had to do that to keep your job. So where do you make all the money? Selling used cars. I made most of my money selling used cars, and sometimes you would make a fuck ton of money on a used car because the buyer had done a good job. If you have a good sales manager who buys in cars for a good price, is good. Like I had the sales manager teach me how to do it. He's like, "Okay, we're gonna go check out the value of this car. Come outside." And he like walks outside. He's like, "Touch the car here." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Pretend like you're looking at the car. Touch it. Kick the tire. Move around. Stand back like this." And I'm like, okay. He's like, I already know how much I'm gonna pay for this, but we have to give them a show. I'm like, okay, I guess so. Like, it's just hilarious to me what the car business was. And I was at the beginning of the internet in a way. I was like, you guys need a Facebook page. They're like, we don't want Facebook. I was like, please secure your Facebook name. Post on Facebook. Like, yeah, it's the early 2000s. Anyways, um, if you know let's say your friend takes their car to a dealership and sells it to that dealer and buys a new car. And the buy-in price that they got for that car, is $2,000 the day before, right? If you even go there, not the next day, but a 30 days later, if you see that car on the lot at any point in time and you go in there with zero profit in mind and you literally just say the buy-in amount and you stick with it, you're willing to do that, you will almost always be sold the car because the car dealerships don't own the cars. The bank owns the cars, and the bank comes around every month with their clipboard to check on the cars. And so it's very, very advantageous to move a car off the lot, even if you're not making any profit off of it. And so if you're willing to sit there and basically be abused for probably 6 hours, you'll get the car for the bare minimum price. It won't be pleasant, but you will, because they'll always want to sell it off the lot. And like, here's a great idea. If you go to the car lot and you bring a lunch, oh my God. I've had somebody do that before and I was like, you brought your lunch? I'm planning on taking a lunch. Are you fucking nuts? Like, oh my God. And again, why I can't sell cars, because I just want people to come in and be like, this is how much the car is worth. This is how much you're paying. This is how much my service is worth. Like, I'm just straight up like, that's not how car sales is, at least in Canada. And yeah. Anyways, let's continue. I am quite chatty tonight.
I can appreciate your recent pregnancy, but that didn't cause $4,000. It's a lot of non-payment in the past.
Correct.
So
I understand that.
what's a lump sum that we can get back on track? Just because with 316 a month, that 4,000, it's a lot of months missed.
Right. Correct. I totally agree. And I want to get them back on track, and my husband and I are on the same agreement. We want to get this taken care of. I
assume that you're not headed. When are you able to look for work, or to not look for work, but to be able to be employed again? I assume you're probably providing the daycare for the child, the baby.
Yes, correct.
If I'm only basing on the fact that you said your husband went back to work, not any other reason.
What was that?
Nothing. So, what's a lump sum you can pay? Because we got to get you back on track. I mean, I assume he's going to have to be paying for if you pay steadily, we don't have to come in here. I'm worried about the arrears getting out of hand, but I don't know how worried you have been about that for the past, because it's such a great amount for such a little, well, not little, but this amount monthly due.
See, we're still in the middle of the car deal. None of them have said the number yet, which is a bravo to both of them. But also, Kay, absolutely, he said nothing anyways. Like, awkward. And her face, she was like,
Right, correct. I could do at least, I don't know, 600 that I could pay at least by the end, like the middle of September, and then I can constantly keep paying on it. Or
That's fine. That's fine with me. But I mean, just so you're aware, that's essentially what you're supposed to be paying.
correct.
I mean, you owe $316 for this month and $316 for the next month.
Right. Yes, I do plan to get back on track. I do, honestly. And just the pregnancy thing, and I was working before that, and I was trying to get a lump sum to get caught back up, and I just fell back behind because I couldn't work at all. And I had to use that money to go back.
I understand the recent issues, but that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that we're 4,000 behind.
Right. And I understand that too.
So, I want to see.
even I know that joke, Kay. This bitch thinks she's JG Wentworth with her lump sum. Do you have a lump sum payment, or what is it? What do they call it? It's an A word. No, it's not an annulment. I don't know, Mayor. Again, I've always said this. Annuity, there it is. Annuity, you're right. Annuity. I think it was an A. Do you have a structured payment or an annuity called JG Wentworth and Associates? We even get those ads. I was always like, I would like a structured payment or an annuity, please. I don't know what those are. Fuck. 877. I'm not even gonna sponsor. Also, there's a carpet number that I know, and then also I definitely know Jenny Craig's 18799 or whatever it is. Anyways, okay. I don't know what's going on with Streamy. Y'all are doing pretty good in the gambling department. I don't know why his like alerts aren't working in this chat, but yeah, structured settlement. That's right. Structured settlement. Again, I was always like, why are these people getting structured settlements to the point where they have to have ads on TV for this? Again, in Canada, things are a little different. First of all, I haven't had television in many years. But there is a place that I go that does have television, and I'm always like laughing at the US ads. So funny. Okay, let's keep going. The slots still suck. Yeah, but that's the way it is too at the casino, Grammy. I gotta make it feel like real. Also, y'all go to the casino and be like, hey, can you fix the odds? I don't think you do. I'm joking. Sort of.
600 in the next 14 days.
Okay.
And then I'll adjourn this out 60 days because that's basically 2 months, and I'm going to be expecting regular payments because
Regular
by
payments.
then that would be about 5 months.
Yep.
I don't know when so we don't want to have the same conversation next time, okay?
No, correct. I totally agree.
Because we've had prior enforcement. It's just the only reason why I'm not doing the contempt right now is because I understand I don't think I can reasonably say that you have the ability to pay at this point when you're taking care of a baby. So
Right.
that's the only thing keeping you from a contempt finding and a payment plan today. Because otherwise, I'm just, it's not that I'm not empathetic. It's that we got $4,000 here
Right.
that didn't start in the last 9 months. So
Right.
I'll see you in 60 days, and I hope we have a different story. Understood?
That's correct. I understand.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He said,
Brittany
was
Miller is
that?
next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brittany Miller is next.
What is that? What the fuck was that?
Thank you.
Brittany Miller is next.
I'm thinking about it, Courtney, but I'm also
All right.
demonetized.
It's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Miller, please state your name for the record.
It is Brittany Mae Miller.
And Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of front of the court. This is the matter of Randy Verstraet versus Brittany Miller, docket number 2016-007515DS. Parties have an order for custody, support, and parenting time signed August 5th, 2016, which orders Ms. Miller to contribute child support and medical support for one child in the amount of $169 per month. There's been prior enforcement on the case, and the current balance owed is $4,909.31, of which $4,358.19 is owed in child support to Mr. Verstraet. Medical support owed to the state is $246.12. And then there are fees and costs. In the prior hearing, I believe in early 2023, Ms. Miller indicated she had some health or medical issues, which were inhibiting her ability to work. She had not provided any documentation to the front of the court as of the preparing of this case for hearing. She did make a payment, though, this month of $200.
Okay, I guess I see the and being able to highlight comments. I can't do it because I just can't. That just made me fucking cry almost laughing. Cellulite Yoga Pants has said she looks like a troll doll. The actors. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh, don't worry about typos in here, y'all. We don't care. Also, YouTube Daddy don't care what you type. Okay, don't have to make sense. If you have to type it 3 times, that's actually better for me.
Prior to that, April 2021.
All right, so what's been going on, ma'am?
So I was in the hospital last year from August to October. I did have a court date at that time. And I had some old cases over in Otsego that I just set time on, 5 months on. I've been out for 2 months now, and I've just recently gotten back to work. I do have taxes from last year to do, and I was waiting on another W-2 that I think it went to a different address, and
Look at me. Look at my derisive look that I just gave her, considering I filed my fucking taxes a day. God. You gotta be careful, girl. You being so mean. I'm feeling so uppity because I'm like, yes, I did.
at this point, I think I'm just kind of struggling to get it. So I was gonna just do my taxes and send them, and I have that part of them done. But that's pretty much where I'm sitting. Is I just recently started work again. I have made a payment. I'll be making another payment by Thursday or Friday of this week. I get paid on one of those days, and then I'll be sending my taxes in as well.
Does her lighting make you value my lighting a little bit? It blinds me a lot of the time. She has no lighting, not even a lightsaber. I did see a cool lightsaber stand at the con when we were there. That was fun. I took a picture.
All right, thank you. So with the $200 payment, I'm fine to take jail off the table. We don't need you back in jail. It sounds like after you were released, you immediately got a job, so that's great. But I do think you have the ability to pay at this point and no manifest hardship. So what I'm going to do is put you on a payment plan, the contempt finding.
Okay.
That's going to be what you owe per month plus $87 a month, because we've got a big arrears here, especially based on what with the 169 a month. That's going to be a 2-year payment plan. If you fail to pay as ordered, a bench warrant could be issued for your arrest, and you may have to serve up to 30 days in jail. I'd like to see you stay out of jail because you're working. Like I said, when people are released from jail, they don't immediately look for work. So I appreciate you doing that. And this is really just to get you back on track and make sure that we can receive regular payments. I'll set bond at $350. But otherwise, if you pay as ordered, you don't have to worry about a warrant or jail. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So am I good to go?
You're good.
Bringing in Clayton Taylor.
When I get remonetized, I'll do a team
All right,
order.
it's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Taylor, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Clayton Taylor.
Thank you, Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of front of the court. This is the matter of Candace Stanfest, now known as Massey versus Clayton Taylor, docket number 2009-005326 DP. This case is an arrears only case, and the previous charge was just over $1,000 a month. There were 2 children between the parties. The remaining balance owed is $7,785.59. of which $7,233.62 is owed to Miss Massey in child support arrears. There are fees and medical support arrears to the state is $257.97. Payments made on the account in the past year by Mr. Taylor. He paid $100 in April, and then he paid $300 this month.
All right, sir. So the way I like to handle my arrears only cases, since there's no set pending charge, is just ask you how much you think you can pay per month. If I determine
Oh, right. I also want to note that there may be a slight time out period from gambling that I don't set. Like they have a minimum. So you can't like do it over and over as quick as possible. I think that's what it is. You can do between all three, you can pretty much do it the whole time. But also, yeah, change your messages to all messages, not the default in, or change it to all messages. And then the other thing is clock in for your shifts, please. Make sure that you're subscribed. We did hit 250 subs. Yay, that's so exciting. Thank you guys so much. I don't know why the kink one isn't working, T-Rex. When people type in kink around here, it says, we don't kink shame around here. You know that. Plus, you can't shock me. Go ahead and try it. And I mean that. Go ahead, try it. You won't. But we don't kink shame. We can kink talk. It's fun. We talk about things. We're adults for the most part. Believe me. I've looked at my analytics. Most of y'all are old, and that's fine. Courtney says, the cashier at a store I went to today made a joke about her T-Rex arms. That's hilarious. T-Rex, I would start by looking in the places where, see, I keep my vape usually right here, and that's where I start by looking. So when I start groping myself like this, it's usually like, where's my vape? But I've been off the vape a little bit because it broke.
that that's reasonable, we'll agree on that. You just pay it steadily, and we don't have to have you on the enforcement child support docket anymore. So what can you pay per month?
I can do at least 150.
And you can make sure that that comes in consistently?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, keep in mind, I ain't old shaming. I'm old hailing. I love y'all. Please. No, you won't, T-Rex. You had a whole weekend to shock me in person and you didn't yet. No, I'm serious. You can try and shock me. I'm just not shockable in that way. I agree, Courtney. That's a members only fans. You didn't hear that, YouTube Daddy. Video that I'll have to make about older people.
Because
I just had a lot of things going on lately. Recently divorced, and my ex took care of the bills. It just slipped my mind. It's 100% my fault. It just slipped my mind, and it wasn't not something I think of daily. So I just forgot about the bill. So I can afford 150 a month.
all right, I'm going to accept that as reasonable. We'll do $150 a month. But keep in mind, sir, if you don't pay that, we'll be right back here on the docket. And at that time, the court may consider a contempt finding and or, a contempt finding with a payment plan or jail. There's no sense in that, okay?
Okay.
You've told me you can pay 150 and I'm going to trust you, and that's what I'm going to expect. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He forgot he had a kid. I think that's right. Hold on, you guys. We're gonna switch to the next one. I'm gonna use my fancy screen. Okay, hold on.
We were moved in here. The issue is I'd like to see all the payers and do the advice of rights first, please. So
You got it.
we aren't ready for you all yet. We'll be ready for you in a second.
That was all my payers. Should have everybody in just a moment. One
Yep.
more
Are
join.
the three at the top, are those recipients?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, it's August 23rd, 2023. This is a date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. I do want to advise you that you do have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will appoint an attorney to represent you. If have already requested an attorney and your attorneys are here, you don't need to request an attorney again. But for those folks who may want an attorney today for your hearing, I'm advising you of that right. What we're going to do is move you back in and handle each case individually, but I'm advising you all at the same time. Please keep in mind that if you would like an attorney and you don't have an attorney representing you today, you need to make that request once we pull you in individually. All right. So we'll get started with our 10 o'clock hearings following that. Thank you. All right.
The other parties should be joining.
Thank you. Okay, so it's, as I stated, it's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. I'll go around the Zoom boxes as you appear to me. I'll state your name. Please state your names for the record. Ms. Conlon.
Cynthia Conlon on behalf of Trenton Smith.
Mr. Smith.
Trenton Smith.
Ms. Bailey Quick.
Miranda Bailey Quick on behalf of Christine Tate.
And Ms. Tate.
Christine Tate.
Thank you. And Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of front of the court. This is the matter of Christine Tate versus Trenton Smith, docket number 2022-008910-DM. This case has been an ongoing hearing going back to December 2022. Parties have an amended judgment of divorce signed November 2nd, 2022, which orders Mr. Smith to contribute child support, health insurance premiums, medical support, and child care for 2 children in the amount of $781 per month. That charge began September 2022, which was an increase from a prior charge of $483 per month, which began in June of 2022. This is a first show cause hearing, and essentially we have been getting monthly payments on the account since charges began. However, they've been often short of current each month. The payments began in September and had continued through this date. Most recently, full support plus arrearages did post to the account in July of this year, and $370.20 has been applied this month so far. A new withholding did just issue. Mr. Smith had previously represented needing rental assistance, having other obligations, as well as 3 cases in another county in the state to which he has obligations for as well.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Conlon.
And I think Mr. Smith's difficulty has been that he does have the other cases. When this instant case started, he had 3 other matters he was paying support on. It's my understanding the child in that case emancipated in February of this year, and now he's just paying on 2 other cases. But I think that that's been some of the difficulty with making his payments in full each month. With that said, he is working full time. He also has a part-time job. He works 3 days a week. It sounds like he did pay in full in July. Hopefully he's on track to pay in full for August. So these were always the difficult cases for me when I was on the bench, is what do you do to somebody that's working full time and still can't keep up because they have other obligations. But I guess what we'd request, Your Honor, is that Mr. Smith not be found in contempt at this time, that perhaps we give it a couple more months to see if he's able to keep making his current payments plus arrearage. If he's not able to do that, maybe we could come back and see what we need to do at that point. But that's what we're asking.
Thank you. Ms. Moen, what's the total arrears?
I'm sorry, the total arrears at this time is $4,568.61.
All right. Ms. Bailey, quick.
Honor, we don't take a position at this time. I would just like to state that my client has been paying Mr. Smith's vehicle insurance prior to and since the judgment of divorce, and she has paid all of the children's medical expenses and uninsured medical expenses, which she has recently submitted to the friend of the court to provide to Mr. Smith for enforcement. So I just am letting the court know that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it sounds like we're moving in the right direction. It sounds like we kind of started off in a hole here. I mean, I assume if he had other cases, that was something the front of the court caseworker considered in calculating support. He has paid in full. There's no sense in talking about jail. I'll be honest, because you're working full time, sir, and that's. I don't question whether or not you're trying to pay. So I can certainly give you some grace there. Paid in full in July. Already paid around half, a little under half this month. We've got an income withholding order in place, and you're working full time. So I'm comfortable adjourning out to see if we can get back on track. But we got to get closer to that amount. So I'm comfortable adjourning out 90 days. Just keep in mind, sir, that with $781 a month, that's going to add up quickly to your arrears. And we don't want that to get more out of control. I don't have a doubt that you understand that, but we just got to get you back on track. Maybe if one case has turned to arrears, we can adjust some of what you're having to pay on that, or I don't know if that's with this court or not, but with my cases, that's something I always consider is changing an arrears payment. But yeah, I can adjourn it out 90 days. I just need to impress upon you that you need to keep this job or I don't want any lapse in income, because that would be a bigger problem for me if you're not working. The fact that you are working full time and at least for the last 2 months have been making more, one current and one more than what you were paying. I think you understand what's at stake. So I'm comfortable adjourning out 90 days, and we'll see where we are then. Hopefully you're making steady payments and we don't see you back here.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the goal. So keep at it. That's what we expect. Okay.
Your Honor, I do have a question. My client recently was unable to serve Mr. Smith with the medical uninsured reimbursement request because of Mr. Smith having a confidential address. She's the protected party in a PPO, so I'm not sure why his address is confidential, but I also am aware that he needs to have a service address on file. Could I inquire of Mr. Smith if he has a service address that he's able to provide today?
Oh shit. Shit. And then the judge just cut it. Hold on. I'll get
Alan Farmer.
Thank you, Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mull.
I don't think y'all can hear me when it's on the other screen, can you? Did anybody just hear me sing? I want to say you didn't. I have to fix that. Anyways, the kink one just see, yeah, you didn't hear me. Okay, I gotta add that. That's good though. It slaps your ass. No, honestly, it's just a reminder that in this chat room, or this channel, one of my rules is that we don't kink shame people, and we don't kink shame people because, uh, I am a big advocate of being a educator for both adults and young people in terms of sexual health. And kink shaming is, oh look, now it's gonna say it. But kink shaming is something we naturally do. We can poke fun. Like that, don't misinterpret. Poking fun, hundy p okay. But true shaming, not cool. Because you know, somebody's we don't want to ick somebody's yum, like or yuck their yum or whatever it is. So, I think that that's why I have that come up. Um, because again, like I stand here, I shake my boobs a little bit, I have a good time. I'll be soon redirecting people to my OnlyFans. And no, nobody said anything. RLS asked what the kink command does, and I'm just explaining that it's not a game. That one is just literally a reminder whenever I may say something a little crazy off color or something pops up like that. It's a great reminder for anybody to be new in chat. Uh, to just like, hey, and the thing about that is that most people, and I'll tell you this, most people hide their true like kinks and desires from lots of people. And yeah, we can still shame people that don't get consent, exactly, or try things to do things with people or animals without consent. And you can't get consent for him. But yes, absolutely. My rules are over 18 with consent. It's pretty simple. Um, and again, there's some like really weird conversations that you have to have before you can have a really fun, kinky experience. And that actually is a really awkward conversation where you speak very clearly with the people that you're about to play with about boundaries, no zones, hot zones, all those different kinds of things. And the reality about that is that if you do that for like 15 minutes before you play, you get to have a really fun time and everybody's comfortable. And the main rule that I think is important is that whenever you're involved in anything like that, any single person that is involved in it gets to end it at any time for any reason. And they don't get in trouble. That's the main factor. So when somebody says, oh, I'm not comfortable with this and I need to stop, we stop. And then we don't berate that person for not being comfortable. We deal with it. Have a safe word, but also have a safe signal, because oftentimes people's mouths are busy if we're being realistic. And so there's tapping, there's a bell that you could have in your hand, there's little things you could have in your fingers, you could snap. There's many, many different things. And so again, there's like two parts of my Discord that are like, one's called the kink link and one's called not safe for work. Enough said. Post whatever you want there. We talk about anything. Yeah, tapping out works if you ahead of time talk about it. Um, again, you have to realize that as responsible adults, you have to be responsible first, and then you can have fun. Sort of how it works. But so that's what the kink thing comes about, because I'm happy to discuss that stuff with people. I'm happy to answer questions or like deep dive on weird shit with people. And that loses a lot of people. And that's fine, because maybe those people are too vanilla for us. And we don't shame being vanilla either. Although I do sometimes, but I'm not supposed to. Anyways, let's finish watching this one from Judge Hagan. We've again already been over an hour, and it's fun. Stephen Rosen says, my safe word is, oh, you haven't had a partner in years and years. Tag haven't. Oh, vanilla ice cream is delicious sometimes, Courtney. Sometimes. And again, like, I'm too much for so many people. Like, I don't even know if they'll let me into Disney. Somebody asked earlier, am I going to Disney? I don't know. Will they let me in? I don't know. I don't know their rules.
Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is a matter of Dixie Farmer versus Dale Farmer, docket number 2012-00-6334 DM. This is an adjournment from June 21st to today's date and time. Parties have a judgment of divorce signed May 14th, 2013, which orders Mr. Farmer to contribute a stipulated amount of child support and medical support for one child in the amount of $311 per month. There's been previous enforcement on the case, last reported. I believe Mr. Farmer indicated he was doing masonry work. And the current balance owed on the account is $3,453.39, of which $3,014.25 is owed to Miss Farmer in child support. Medical support owed to the state is $190.15, and then there are fees and costs. Payments on the account since the adjournment, Mr. Farmer made a payment this month of $600. Prior to that, he paid in May $475, and then February of this year, he paid $400.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer. What's been going on?
Actually, Your Honor, I just made yesterday or the day before another $300 payment. What I do for a living is I put foundations in and stuff. And sometimes I have to wait for a draw from the bank from the contractor. And as of the last couple months, that's not this month, but the month before, prior to, that's what the issue was. Other than that, I have been trying to stay on top of it.
Okay. Well,
and that issue.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Your Honor. I didn't mean to interrupt you. That issue is that issue is no longer gonna be an issue now. I no longer work for that particular contractor. One of the issues was because of the having to wait for payments and stuff. Because it's not just messing with my child. It wasn't just my child support either. It was a lot of other bills too. I'm done, Your Honor. I apologize.
No problem. With Zoom, it becomes a little bit more difficult where we interrupt each other on accident. So, it sounds like with a $300 payment this week, we don't need to talk about jail. I'm comfortable taking that off the table. But what I am concerned with is the amount of arrears and sort of prior enforcement. It sounds like you are working. So, like I said, we don't need to talk about jail, but it sounds like you have had the ability to pay but haven't paid. So I'm going to put you on a payment plan that comes with a contempt finding. That's a 2-year payment plan. You need to pay what's owed plus the $87 a month. Sounds like you'll be able to do that now. You've cleared it up. There won't be any issues, which is great. But if you do fail to pay as ordered, a bench warrant could be issued for your arrest, and you may have to serve up to 30 days in jail. I want to express that I have no interest in you being in jail, especially if you're working hard. There's no desire on my end for you to spend any time in jail. We'll just have to get you to pay as ordered. I'll set bond at $600. So in other words, sir, if you pay as ordered, there won't be any issues. And you should be all set. Okay.
Okay. I would like to also add, Your Honor, that I'm actually at work right now in the rain, trying to hustle up some more money. I'd like to try to at least get another $200 this month to Mrs. Farmer before the end of the month. So I can't stress enough that it is important for me to get caught up.
I trust you. I agree. And I appreciate that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, sir.
Thank you.
We'll bring in Miss Carly Hall.
Thank you. All right, it's August 23rd, 2023. This is the time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Hall, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Carly Hall.
Thank you. Ms. Mullen.
Thank you, Teresa Mullen, on behalf of friend of the court. This is the matter of Jeffrey Hall versus Carly Hall, docket number 2020-008446-DM. This is an adjourned matter from June 21st to today's date and time. There has been prior enforcement on the case, no previous findings or of contempt or payment plans. Parties have a consent judgment of divorce signed November 10th, 2020, which orders Ms. Hall to contribute child support and medical support for one child in the amount of $101 per month. Balance on the account currently owed is $1,925.31, of which $1,764.31 is owed to Mr. Hall in child support and medical support, and then there are fees. Payments on the account in the past year. We received $198.20 in April of this year involuntarily. In May, $135.43 involuntarily. And the last payment made was in June of this year. Ms. Hall made a $200 payment.
All right, thank you. So, ma'am, what's been going on?
I haven't really been working. I got pregnant a while back and I got laid off work for a while, and I've just been having a hard time finding a job because my living situation hasn't been the greatest or the most stable. But I did find a job working for a friend 1 day a week, off the books, because they're just basically kind of trying to help me out. And I'm going to be trying to save up and make some payments.
Okay, how much do you make at your job 1 day a week?
He told me he might be able to give me like $20 an hour.
But would that be a full day, 8-hour day?
I'm really not sure. It all depends. It's cleaning for him, so it kind of just depends.
Okay, how do you support yourself?
Quite honestly, I haven't been able to. I'm currently living with my soon-to-be ex-husband's sister, basically for free. I babysit her kids to live there. I have WIC to support my daughter's food habit, I've been applying for food stamps. I honestly really don't have any income whatsoever. I really have to rely on my grandma if I need something, or my family at this point, because I've just had such a hard time finding a job. Everywhere I've applied for an actual job on the books, I have gotten denied because I'm a twice convicted felon and I don't have my own license or vehicle. So finding transportation back and forth to a steady, stable job is also very hard.
Okay.
I think we should. Oh, shut up. Sorry. I wasn't talking to you guys. I was talking to me. I miss listening to music while I watch court. I don't know why I need both, but I do. I sort of like to dance and listen, but we all know how YouTube Daddy is with that. So, um, uh, we all have a food habit, I think. And then when you don't have a food habit and you are fucking, you don't eat, that's a problem too. It's so mad. Should get a pole. You don't need a pole to dance, but um hi William, welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh what I was gonna say is we should keep like I should have a tally board up here or something where we keep track of how much people frickin' pay or not pay, but like how many excuses they have. Because she had a few, the other lady had a bunch. Like these people, they just plow forward with as many excuses. I mean, again, maybe that's going to be part of our mod challenge. How many excuses can you come up with why you didn't make it to court? I'd love it. Also, yes, Bruce, thank you for the reminder. Please go ahead and take your meds, guys. If you're just getting here, go ahead and like the video, clock in for your shift. It's a great time for a med check. A great time for a drink check. What are y'all drinking right now? Water? Is it like, are you hydrating? Is it other than that? My virgin ears? No. Actually, my ears might be virgin. I think so. They're pretty small. Um, oh dear. I love you guys so much that you put up with me. Agua from Erica Thorpe. Bussin' Day or Bizzin' Day? Buzzing Day? T-Rex. You're hilarious. You should check your Discord. Um, Also, Hayden, I will email you in Discord after tonight as well. Okay, I've never tried, well, I've tried root beer and I didn't like, I like spit it out. Rudy Marie, you're drinking the whole liquor cabinet. Oh, whatever. It's Wednesday, but we don't worry about that around here. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, guys, please subscribe to this channel. We are growing and growing and growing, trying to get me back to 500. Oh, search for Spock. You're so sweet. Rudy's the chat bartender. I love that. Rudy, have you ever heard of a drink named the Shaft? Because that's my favorite drink to order whenever I go anywhere, and they never know what it is. And then when I teach them how to make it, which I did when I was in Houston, and I did when I was in Chicago, I do whenever I travel anywhere, they all love it. It's a local favorite of my area, but it is a delicious drink. The Shaft. Served over ice with a straw. Also, the other thing that T-Rex can vouch for that I went like nuts for. Oh, and I haven't even listed off half of the US that I've been to, but was plastic straws. We don't have them in Canada anymore. I was like, "Oh my God." I've been to Boston, I've been to all over California. Texas multiple times, like 3 or 4 times. Um, Florida, Massachusetts, Washington, maybe a few others. I want to go to all of them. I want to go to every state. That's my goal. I should start with every province. Yeah. I've also traveled all over. What am I running from? I'm running from myself. Maybe. I've been to Italy, Turkey, Greece, Scotland, England. Um, where else did we go? A couple more places. Oh, and then the Caribbean, Belize, Cayman Islands. Yeah, I've traveled lots. I'm very lucky to have traveled very much in my life. Bleach on the rocks. That's funny. Oh, Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii as well. Thank you, Sashina, for reminding me. Yeah, that was Christmas. It was great. Expensive, but great. Um, yeah, probably more. Very lucky. Very lucky to have traveled. But there's a reason I still live where I live. Vancouver Island is one of the most breathtaking places in the world. I urge you to visit. If you ever do come, let me know. I'm a certified tour guide. Be happy to show you around. Um, oh, Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica too. Not Australia, not New Zealand. Yes to Mexico, Canada, US, and the Caymans. I would not oh, no Fiji either. That's on the list. Cuba has not, I've not gone to Cuba either. But I have been to a few other places that I'm not naming. Oh, the Bahamas. Um, I've been on a lot of cruises. That's why I cruise a lot. And I used to work with cruise ships as well. So, I haven't been to Alaska though. Okay, I'm not a drug mule, William. Silly. You silly. Those are for like stupid people. No. What I provide, you can't separate from my body. Let's put it that way.
One thing I'd like to do, Ms. Mullen, is provide her with some information on Family Support Court. Family Support Court, ma'am, is a support system. It's different. We run enforcement a little bit differently, where we try to work with you, try to get you back on your feet, try to help you find jobs, and see if we can help you with that. This information Ms. Mullen will send you. I want you to look it over and then contact Mr. Greenman within a couple days of when you receive it, okay?
Okay, is there any way I can give you guys a more updated address?
Sure, and we'll.
Jesus Christ, not right, not yet. Hold on, we'll go to the next one because I'm not done yet.
All right, we're on the record on case number, we're on the record on, it's August 23rd, 2023. It's date and time set for, front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. I'll let Ms. Mullen state the case number once we're there, but Mr. Robbins, if you'd state your name for the record, please. And you're on mute, sir.
Okay, Mayor, have a good night.
Mr. Robbins, you'll have to unmute yourself. Mr. Robbins, can you hear me? We cannot hear you. You have to unmute yourself there.
Guys, please make sure you've clocked in for your shift. What the hell is that giant Joker thing behind him? It's creepy. Hi, MB, by the way.
Mr. Robbins, are you able to unmute yourself? We cannot hear you. You're on mute.
He was able to unmute himself when I checked him in. All right. Kristen, we're going to put you back in the waiting room for a minute. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, Rudy Marie, if you would lick the like button, oh, that would get me a little bit excited. Aw, Grammy Rita, that's so sweet. I am actually looking to do some voice over work Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you're wanting to gamble, you can hit exclamation mark, I think heist or gamble, and then you'll have a good time. Judge looks a little baked tonight already. Well, you know what? Remember that last night he did the same thing that we did, although he did it during the day. Also, he managed to do it in 3 hours, what I did in 5.5. Wow. There's a reason I was told to be a lawyer. Paid by the hour.
Thanks. We can just move on to our next person. They'll have to wait.
It's Brandon Roy is next.
Roy, thank you.
Ready, Trace?
Ready.
All right, it's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for
Night search for spa. Have a great night.
front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Roy, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Brandon Roy.
Thank you, Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is the matter of Christina Roy versus Brandon Roy, docket number 2010-005643-DM. This is an adjourned matter from July 26, 2023 to today's date and time. Mr. Roy reported at the prior hearing that the last remaining child, Alexander, in this case, who is 17, he indicated that he had graduated from high school, joined the military, and had gotten married. So he was to submit documentation or information in writing to our office before today's hearing. The charge has been $160 per month. The current balance is $821. In preparing for the case, I did see that actually Miss Roy, in response to the support order, wrote a letter confirming that this child was married June 10th of this year, graduated June 2nd. And so currently the charges are scheduled to cease at the end of September before he deploys to boot camp, currently residing with the plaintiff in this case. That amount may be adjusted, but we're here to try to wrap up this case and get it paid off so that it can close.
Sure. So we can, what that means is, if we can just get it, if you can recommend or offer something you can pay per month so we can pay down the $821. That's all we're doing. We don't need to talk about jail or anything. If you could just give me something that you think you can afford, I'll determine whether it's reasonable. We'll set that as amount. You'll pay it per month and we don't have to come to court anymore. Okay.
Gotcha. No problem. Yeah, I mean, I was planning on trying to do it in 2 payments, or if we can do an adjusted monthly, it should exceed that. That way we can get it wrapped up.
You tell me what you can pay. It was ordered to pay $160 a month. So I mean, what can you pay per month?
If we did $250 a month, would that be sufficient?
That's more than adequate to me, and I'm just going to trust that you'll pay that. You'll pay $250 a month. I'm going to dismiss the contempt for today. If sir, just as I guess a warning, if you don't pay that per month, then we could be back here. So, with that payment, you should be well on your way to get this taken care of, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Have a nice day.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Gene Splan, or do we want to try Mr. Robbins again?
I'm fine with Splan.
Okay.
We may have to
Splan's
work with him on getting that unmuted.
Yeah.
Ooh, I gotta add a
Mr.
slut.
Splan's joining.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys, I gotta add sluts to the commands.
There you are, fella. Unmute yourself.
All right. We're on the record. It's August 23rd, 2023. This is the date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Splan, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Sorry, I had my hat on. Gene Allen Splan.
Thank you, Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is the matter of Melissa Seal versus Jean Seal, now known as Splan, docket number 2003-002525-DM. This is an arrears only case. Two children have emancipated between the parties. And that occurred back in 2021. The last charge on the account was $74 per month, and the current balance owed is $6,304.76, of which $3,963.07 is owed to Miss Seal in child support medical support. And then there are fees, costs, and attorney fees. We've had payments on the account.
So Sheena, that's a great idea, and I have a fun idea for us to do on Friday. Let's add to them, or we'll do it ahead of time. She's sorry because she wrote sluts RLS, but she meant slots. But what it did is she shouldn't be sorry because it just reminded me I want sluts as a command. And yeah, again, there's no shame in being a slut or a whore, especially a whore. Shame the hustle. Shame the guy who ain't paying, right?
In the past year, most recently, Mr. Splan pays on his own. He paid $50 in May of this year, $100 in June, and $150 so far in July. There were prior payments.
Let's just say this right now. Y'all have paid me more than he has paid his baby mama. As a collective group, y'all have literally paid more to my PayPal or my whatever than he has paid to his baby mama. That's sad. He should feel ashamed of that. I think he should feel ashamed of that. When my YouTube chat can do better than you collectively do.
On occasion, there are a couple months are missed, and Mr. Splan is then ordered to appear in court.
All right, sir. So what's been going on?
I just slipped up. and didn't make a payment.
There's $6,000 owed on a $74 per month bill. So you've slipped up more than once, right?
I just paid. Yeah, evidently. Yeah, I slipped up more than once.
Are you working?
No, I'm not. I'm just doing odd jobs. I've been trying to get.
I'm sorry, we gotta go back. He slipped up and didn't make a payment. Jobs. Jobs. I have buy me a coffee. It is on my other channel. I'll look for the link, T-Rex, because you're too sweet.
Are you working?
No, I'm not. I'm just doing odd jobs.
Hold on. I want that as a ringtone. Jobs. Jobs. We can make that into a song. You know, like that guy, the hide your kids, hide your wives. Jobs. Jobs.
Yeah, evidently. Yeah, I slipped up more than once.
Are you working?
No, I'm not. I'm just doing odd jobs. I've been trying to get my Social Security or disability. I've been denied. I've been trying to get it. I have a bad back. I got a plate and screws in my neck. I got tendonitis in my elbow. I'm trying.
Okay. Have you provided
F in the chat if your elbow hurts too, please. F in the chat for your elbows. Everybody's elbows hurt, but everybody's elbows hurt. Also, no offense to anybody that actually has tendonitis. I know it's real. But let's just do an F in the chat. Yeah, that song writes itself. That's a fucking banger. Jobs. Jobs. Oh yeah.
provided any of that medical information to your caseworker?
I haven't talked to my case manager in, I don't know, years. Last case manager I had was I
This is hilarious. I'm dying laughing. Seriously. I can't get over odd jobs. Odd jobs. Odd jobs.
I can't even figure what the last case manager I had.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to get this whittled down. So what I'm going to do, we don't have to talk about jail. I don't think
Well,
that.
here's the receipt. Here's one of the receipts I just paid at the beginning of August.
That looks like a raffle receipt, sir. Did you buy a 50/50 ticket? What the fuck is that? Odd jobs. Odd jobs. Odd jobs.
Sure. What was the amount?
$100.
Okay. So those are great. I think that's good.
I mean, I don't know if you could see it.
I trust you. Yeah, I can see that.
You know, I mean, and in a few days, I'm gonna try to send another one. I usually don't miss, but you know, I slipped up and missed. You know, evidently I missed a few of them this month. This year, but my arrearages were a lot worse, and I have $6,000 to pay. Both kids are over 18. I mean, there's no ongoing child support. It's all rearage. And I've been trying, you know, I want to talk to the other party, but she don't ever want to talk to me to try to maybe discuss something, discuss me, if I somehow get half the payment or something to her, she can relieve me for the rest of it.
Why would she do that? Did your kid not eat for half the month? I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand that. What the fuck? Oh, and she won't take my calls. Oh, well, I wonder if it's because you constantly call her asking for her to make a deal. Yeah, exactly, KLF. This isn't make a deal, sir. You don't get to pick a fucking suitcase or whatever. No, that's a deal or no deal.
Okay. All right. Ms. Mullen, is it true this is arrears only?
Yes, Your Honor. And Mr. Splan has worked over the years. The debt at one point was $13,000. So he is in decent shape. The only payments missed this year were January, February, and July. So I think we're just trying to look for the monthly payments of, the amounts he's been doing is between $50 and $100, Your Honor.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do, sir. I'm going to set your amount at just $50 a month. Okay. I need you to come up with $50 that we it's not going to be the 74. It's not 100. It's just $50 a month for your arrears only case. You just need to pay that steadily. Okay. Whatever you take care of with your co-parent, you're welcome to do that. But let's just get $50 a month in. And so we don't have to have court anymore. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. So we'll set that Ms. Mullen at $50 and then hopefully he'll pay.
Can we set him up with a record contract for his Odd Jobs song? Hi, Mikey. Welcome. You need relief? What from? Your 5 freaking streams that you did today? No, seriously, congrats. Good job. It is a spicy night.
Pay regularly. Okay, sir?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I'll try to keep my mouth shut, but we're bringing Mr. Robbins back in.
Mr. Robbins, can you hear me?
Yep, again. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
All right. It's August 23rd, 2023. This is a date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Robbins, please state your name for the record.
Scott Lee Robbins.
And Ms. Kristen.
Kristen Graybrook.
Thank you. Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is the matter of Christian Robbins versus Scott Robbins, docket number 2020.
Hold on. I have to say something. Crystal, that is the most hilarious typo that you've ever made. Crystal has just said, I'll try and figure out Discock. That is what we should call Discord from now on. It is now known as Discock on this channel. I'm trying to figure out Discock. Oh God, that's funny. Is that what you guys call it? I love it. That's adopted now. Discock. Here we go. I love it. Well, y'all know there's a fight corner on my Discock where y'all can come and post your beefs, and that's cool. I love it. I gotta join Kay's channel. You know me. I do my best work on vacation, which is why I have to leave town every fucking 3 weeks, basically. I love it. D-Stats is Discock. I love it, love it, love it. Mikey, welcome. What do you need relief from? Last night we had a woman sever her arm. Today you had a lot of spicy people in court. But take a ride on KCC's Discock. Oh my God, T-Rex. Love it. If you're just getting here, please like the video. You know how helpful that is. We are just over 250 subs. Deja vu? No, we actually just did this already. It's not even deja vu. We just did this already. Vacay is good for your soul. Also, everybody should know, like, most women put out way more when they're on vacation. It's just like standard. So you can take advantage of that like two ways. You can take your woman on vacation a lot and get laid more, or you can peruse the internet for women that are coming on vacation to your city. Is that just me? Oh, I have a bit of a hotel thing. I like hotels.
008618DM. Parties in the case have a first order modifying judgment of divorce signed April 21st, 2023, which orders Mr. Robbins to contribute child support and medical support for one child in the amount of $174 per month. He was imputed with income and no overnight parenting time. There is a history of incarceration with Mr. Robbins, and he was paroled last in May of 2022 at a prior show cause hearing. He indicated that he, once paroled, reapplied for Social Security benefits, SSI specifically, and he believed that that was going to be reinstated in June of this year, and that's what we were monitoring for. He failed to appear at a July 26, 2023 hearing, and then was subsequently arrested. It turns out, and confirmed by his parole agent, that we did not have an updated address, and therefore when arrested, he was on August 7th, he was released in order to present today. The balance owed in this case is $2,247.50, of which $1,884 is owed in child support currently to the plaintiff. The state is owed $204 in medical support, and the charges began September 2022. There has not been a payment made. We do have confirmation that the Social Security claim was pending. We do not have a verification yet that he's been awarded any benefits.
All right, thank you, Mr. Robbins. So what's been going on?
Well, like she said, I did have an address. I was at the state tea house, and I had moved out of there. And instead of them sending the mail back to the mail office, my parole officer picked it up and had it in the office the whole time. So the day he called me and told me I had come in, I had a warrant. He had all my mail at the house for that and my SSI. And I missed my SSI thing too, because I didn't get my mail, but I'd gotten hold of them, and I'm waiting for the anytime I'll be getting in the mail my date of my last doctor's visit for psych, and then they said I should be having my Social Security.
I do believe he did say state tea house. Tin Man, I agree. Also, what is a state tea house? Y'all know I used to run tours, and one of those was a high tea tour at a very fancy hotel. Oh, maybe it was safety house. Okay, that would make a lot more sense. Also, that's funny what you just said about where he learned. Uh, he makes Picasso look balanced. You guys are hilarious.
Okay,
I'm on my last
so
one.
you're not currently working, is that correct?
No, sir.
And have you provided the court with any of your social security information as to what, whether we can verify this?
But I had, right now I'm waiting myself because this just happened last week or whatever it was, to where I finally got all my mail and had to reset up the appointment, and she set up another appointment for me to go see the psych doctor for my last thing, but I have to get that in the mail too. That should be coming anytime I have an appointment, and it'll be done.
Once you receive this, are you going to be able to pay child support?
I pay so much a month on it, is what we did last time.
Well, what do you mean? Are you paying $174 a month?
When I'm not sure how they did it last time. I will be able to pay something on it. I'm just not sure of what they're awarding me yet on my SSI.
Okay. Ms. Kristen, anything you'd like to add?
No, thank you. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, when are we going to find out if we're going to?
Oh my God. Yeah. So T-Rex has just asked an interesting question. Have you ever seen a case where the dude's like, I ain't paying you shit, bitch? Yeah, I have seen cases like that. Generally, that is in the evidence that they go ahead and present in the case. They don't tend to say it to the judge. They tend to have it said in text messages. I'm absolutely positive I could find a case. You guys know I have like 800 gigabytes of I ain't paying you shit, bitch. How do you say it? I don't know. Um, but I have like 800 gigabytes of court saved that we will watch one day, even though we're watching current stuff now. We will continue to watch archived court that isn't available that I somehow captured. Uh Honestly, okay, and so yes, somebody talked about having dinner on the beach and then back to the hotel to get laid. That's a pro move. That's gonna work most of the time, especially if you paid for the vacation. I'm just gonna say that. Um, Also, it is not nice weather out here. Let's do a very belated American lesson where I learned how to be American by changing the temperature units on my phone. So it's currently 16 degrees right now, Celsius, which is going to change to 61 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like 60, and tonight it says it will be 53 degrees. I don't know what that means. Like, that means nothing to me. The numbers wash over me. 53 is super hot in my mind. So let's go back to Celsius because apparently I'm not learning. There's just not any recognition happening in my brain of these. 16 degrees, the night's going to be 12. Yeah, that makes more sense. 12 is not frigid cold. What are you talking about? 12 degrees is fucking, yeah. 53? It's like most of the fall here. Yeah. Pro tip, don't have sex on the beach. Your girl got a UTI and sand out like sandpaper. Yeah. Pro tip, don't have sex on the beach like that unless you have a blanket. That's a good idea, T-Rex. Get a blanket. Also, the beaches where I live are very cold. As you can tell, 53 degrees in August. I live on the Pacific Ocean on an island. You want to have sex on the beach, but you get out there and you're freezing cold and you can't set a fire because the fire department will come around and put out your fire and tell you to fuck off. So you can't. So basically, nobody fucks on the beach here. I mean, I have a couple times, but it's cold. I was younger. Um, Again, I love Judge Hagan. Somebody said this guy looks like he has a vision problem. Is that why he has that in his background?
Be receiving any income.
As soon as I get this last doctor's appointment done this month, I would have had it done already. But like I said, instead of putting my mail back in the thing to come to me, I have a new address. My parole officer had taken it and just had a whole bunch of it at his office until I went over there that day.
Well, when can you get all of this Social Security information to your caseworker?
What I can call the lady today that I deal with on my Social Security and tell her I still haven't received my appointment thing, and she should have it right there to where I can find out, at least know when my appointment is, and then within she'll know after as soon as I find that out, I can let her know that is there. I can give her even give them the number saying call the lady that I deal with too, and should be able to give her more.
Hi, David. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Kitchen Court Chats, and I'm saying hi to David. Humble weather brag. Yeah, that's right, Mikey. It's 61 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a humble weather brag. I mean, I literally live in the best part of Canada. That's a full, Loud Elvis was here the other night when I made the absolute humble brag. I live on the southernmost tip of Vancouver Island. That is a serious humble brag. That's your hubby's name, Sashina. Hi, David. I hope you're doing well. Your wifey hangs out here all the time. 65 degrees by UK. That's nice. Nova Scotia's nice too. My dad is back. Oh, should be back in Nova Scotia today. He got his wallet back. He's made it back. Um, I love hot weather though, and I love cold weather, so either or. You know how it goes. 69. Crystal's got the winning number. It's 69 degrees there. That means it's hot. You know. Sexy.
Or information on it. I'm just waiting for it's just my last visit.
When you're going in, are they telling you that you have the ability to work or not?
No. Some last time they let me work up to like part-time.
Okay, are you looking for a part-time job right now?
Yes.
Where?
We're over in Rapid City where I'm living.
All right, here's what I'm going to do then. Since there's no sense in talking about jail, but I am, because there is some ability to work here, and I'm not finding any manifest hardship. I understand that you may be receiving some SSI, but if you're able to work part-time, I do expect you to be working part-time for your child support obligation. So I'm gonna put you on a payment plan with a contempt finding. You're to pay what's owed. I'm not even gonna add any arrears on it to keep it just as what's owed. If you fail to pay as owed, or as ordered, a bench warrant could be issued for your arrest, and you may have to serve up to 30 days in jail. I'll set bond at the 174, just the monthly amount. So all you have to do is pay as ordered, sir. It sounds like, to me, it seems like you do have the ability, at least on this case, to do so. So you just need to make sure you're paying as ordered and provide all medical information to your caseworker, because if there are issues where you can't work, that's what I was trying to get at. If there are issues, legitimate medical issues, you need to provide that information to your caseworker, because otherwise we can't evaluate anything. We just have to keep adjourning things to figure everything out. And
T-Rex, I will go to the rave at Matt Surrey next year. I did not know there was a rave this year, and I was in bed watching court, but I will absolutely go to the rave next year. It's 1,000% guaranteed. So don't worry. And anybody who's here who wants to come hang out at Matsuri with us next year, you can come too. It was a blast. We had a fucking amazing time. Hundy P. I spent 0% of the time meeting the law tuber people that I was supposed to meet, but I met the best people.
We don't want to do that, okay?
That, yes. Well, see, that's the thing. Before if I could work part time, it wasn't a full time thing on that because mine's a mental disability. Being
I
around people and
understand.
stuff.
I understand, sir, and that's why I'm not trying to squeeze out more than usually. I add more on arrears and set bond higher. I'm trying to work with you, but we've got to get some payments coming in because it doesn't sound to me. I'm with a part-time job. I would think you'd still be able to do 174. That's really what I'm getting at. Okay.
Right. That's what they did last time. They just figured it out. Because I have another case with my other children. They'd stopped the payments and just had me paying on what I had is what they had.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing here. Okay. So you have another case. So stay on the line, sir. But Ms. Kristen, you're okay to leave.
All right.
Thank you.
On the line. That's another just horrible thing to have to be said in a child support court. Sir, go ahead and stay on the line. 'Cause your dick's been in so many ladies. F in the chat for this guy's kids. That's right, MB. F in the chat for this guy's kids. Seriously. Again, anybody with kids knows how much more than $43 a week it costs to raise kids. It's craziness, you guys. Listen, if you're just getting here or you've just found me somehow, welcome. I'm Kitchen Court Chats. Insert your C here. Please subscribe to the new channel. It's so helpful to me. Also like the video. It's such a great way to help me out. YouTube Daddy doesn't listen to me, but he listens to you guys, okay? No. Judge Hagen doesn't look impressed right now, does he? At all. You think I'm not in a kitchen right now, but I am in a kitchen right now because this little shithole that I live in, for the time being, is all in one. Unfortunately, I can see the kitchen and the bathroom and the bedroom and the living room from this vantage point. But it's not clean, so we're not showing. Seriously, I am always cooking. That's right, Sashina. I'm cooking something. Me and Fernando, we got something cooking. Like I've said, I miss you guys. I miss the music that I want to play for us because there's so many freaking like songs that go along with these cases we watch that I think would be fun to dance to, but we can't. Anyways, one day we're sorting it out.
The second matter we have is Jelena Robbins, now known as Kraft versus Scott Robbins, docket number 1997-007285-DM. This is an arrears only matter, and again, with the history of enforcement, incarceration, and Social Security benefits, Mr. Robbins' balance is $23,863.72, of which $21,656.04 is owed to Miss Kraft and child support. There is a small state arrearage of $15 and lost them. Oh, there it is.
Mr. Robbins, are you there? Mr. Robbins?
Mr. Robbins?
All right, I'm calling it. We'll adjourn this. Adjourn it 30 days.
Okay.
We've got a list of, let's go off the.
I love him so much. much. Okay, one more hearing. We still have more. Don't you worry. So Sheena won on the slots. Yes. Yes, Sheena. Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second as I go to this other screen where you can't hear me, but I sing. Just know that I sing when I'm off of this screen, okay?
I'm set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Mr. Hilliker, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Mark Hilliker Jr.
Thank you. And Ms. Mullen?
Tracy Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is a matter of Sarah Weinschenk versus Mark Hilliker Jr., docket number 2006-003936 DS. This is Mr. Hilliker was arrested on a warrant for failing to appear at a show cause hearing held July 28th, 2021. He was arrested and released from jail in May of this year in order to appear today. Parties have a second order modifying order for custody, support, and parenting time signed April 11th, 2008, which orders Mr. Hilliker to contribute child support for 2 children in the amount of $273 per month. He was arrested May 6th of this year, and then he, on an unrelated matter, Your Honor, was transferred to Otsego County on May 9th, and he was in jail until July 7th, I believe. The current balance owed in this case is $32,001.66, of which $30,990.06 is owed in child support to Ms. Weinschenk. There are fees and costs, and payment made on the account in the past year. We received $66.42 this month, based on a $100 payment made by Mr. Hilliker.
Ma'am, did you just say $66 when he owes? Okay, we got to go back. We got to go back. I need the numbers. Somebody write them down. I'm not ready to write the numbers down. This is nuts. Okay, RLS, take your meds. This is a great time for a med check, a dinner check. If your body needs something that normally people are like, hey, you need to do that. Think about doing that right now, okay? We care about y'all. But we don't know what y'all need. So you got to tell us, okay? I need meds. I need to smoke a joint. I need to plug my phone in. My phone is at 1% battery. It needs to be plugged in. I live on the edge battery-wise most days. Okay, I backed it up. Let's back it up and hear what he owes. Somebody write that down while I plug my phone.
Support and parenting time signed April 11th, 2008, which orders Mr. Hilliker to contribute child support for 2 children in the amount of $273 per month. He was arrested May 6th of this year, and then he, on an unrelated matter, Your Honor, was transferred to Otsego County on May 9th, and he was in jail until July 7th, I believe. The current balance owed in this case is $32,001.66, of which $30,990.06 is owed in child support to Ms. Weinschenk. There are fees and costs, and payment made on the account in the past year. We received $66.42 this month, based on a $100 payment made by Mr. Hilliker. We've clearly exhausted civil remedies on this case. In his other matter, he does have another case charging support, and we do have a withholding that has been issued to employment that Mr. Hilliker just reported recently.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Hilliker, what's been going on?
Like I said, I just got out of jail, and I just got back to work. I found a stable place to live and a stable job, and I've just been working and trying to make my payments.
Okay, well, I think that's great. You got a job and a stable place to live. Those are all positives. We have an enormous arrears on this case. And it sounds like, while I am happy that you are back on track, so I don't want to talk about jail today and keep you away from your job. But I'm going to find that you have the ability to pay and that you haven't been paying and there's no manifest hardship. So I'm going to put you on a payment plan with a contempt finding. That means that you need to pay what's ordered plus $87 a month. If you fail to do so, a bench warrant could be issued for your arrest. You may have to serve up to 30 days in jail. And I'll set bond at, since we've had issues with having to issue a warrant failure to appear, at $700. So, sir, if you pay as ordered, you don't have to worry about warrants. You don't have to worry about jail or coming to court. But we got to get you on a payment plan and we got to get you paying down some of that arrears. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll stand adjourned.
Thank you.
I just got out of jail. I'm doing odd jobs. I start on Monday. I'm living with my mom.
I'll bring in Miss Holmgren next. She's joining.
Sure. I'm typing in the name, so I'm trying to look out how it's spelled. There we go. Thank you. Okay. All right. It's August 23rd, 2023. This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support. Ms. Holmgren, if you'd state your name for the record, please.
Nicole Holmgren.
Thank you, Ms. Mullen.
Tracy Mullen on behalf of friend of the court. This is a matter of David Shuplicki versus Nicole Allman, now known as Holmgren, docket number 2010-005635DM. This is an adjourned matter from June 21st to today's date and time. Ms. Holmgren was to provide medical documentation to friend of the court prior to this hearing.
Instead, she signed up for, what is that game called? It's the murder game that they send you in the mail. I did it once. It costs a lot of money. First of all, I need to say something before I forget it. If somebody finds that karaoke bar that Mikey and Creed listen to in Florida, I'll go there so we can all make fun of me live. No, I want to do karaoke with you guys. I think that would be fun. But I think it would be more fun to include everybody from abroad and away as well. So we got to figure out which karaoke bar it is that has the YouTube channel.
We did not receive any as of yesterday. Parties have a second order modifying judgment of divorce signed October 13th, 2015, which orders Ms. Holmgren to contribute child support, health insurance premiums, and medical support for one child in the amount of $224 per month. It does appear that the minor child emancipated this month, and as of September, it will become an arrears only case. Current balance on the account owed is $3,915.77, of which $3,689.77 is owed to Mr. Shuplicki in child support and medical support. And then there are some fees and costs. Ms. Holmgren had indicated that a prior spinal surgery has continued to give her issues with regards to being able to return to any kind of work.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. So what's been going on?
I ended up taking that doctor's paper that I got in the mail to my doctors, and they said that they ended up filling that out and returning it. So I'm not sure why you guys didn't receive that. But I did end up finding a local job around here that is capable and is willing to work with my problems that I have. So I did start a job, I want to say on the 14th or 15th, just last week.
Okay, where are you working?
Jailhouse Cannabis in Mansalona.
Is that a place where we can get an income withholding order generated?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, it is. It's a weed store. They're gonna be paying her good. Just like when I worked at the weed store. Fuck yeah. Hey, ain't no shame in that game, baby. If she's working at the weed store and they paying her legally, fucking take the money. Don't worry about it. I do not care. People love to pay for their weed. Shut up. That's good. She got a job. At least it doesn't start on Monday. It started last week. That's way better. Usually we get, I'm starting on Monday. Well, I mean, orientation's on Monday. And then I get drug tested. And then they decide if they're going to hire me. Instead of, no, I started last week. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yes. I haven't even received my first paycheck yet.
Sure. So here's the deal. Because in September this is going to become an arrears only case, I'm just going to handle it like that, even though that's 7-8 days from now, right? What I do with those cases is just try to figure out what you think you can pay and what you can agree to pay monthly. We set that amount, you just pay it, then you don't have to come back to court. Okay, because your arrears won't continue to go up. That's the good news. We just need to try to get you to pay it down. Okay.
Right.
All right. So what can you pay a month?
Can we do 100, 150 a month?
That's fine with me. We'll do $150 a month. Just make sure that'll come in. That'll be your order.
Seriously, I could say $1.50 that I collect off of the beach with my magnetic, what is that called? Metal detector? Seriously, come on. $150 a month US? This judge is so easy sometimes. I love him because they put him through a lot. I mean, they put him through what we went through yesterday for 5 hours, what we've been through for 20 plus hours before. He is the workhorse of this judicial department. And I get it, but he needs to demand more. Matthew Hagan, ask for more. These people can give it. I promise you. Ask for more. How did last night's end? Last night's ended with nobody having a severed arm, there being no donkeys involved, and him not making a decision, basically, Dana.
Order that if we get an income withholding order, that's going to be part of that. Okay. So,
okay.
But if we don't get an income, keep an eye on your paychecks, because if we don't get an income withholding order in place, then you're still responsible for the amount. Okay. It's not going to be on us if it doesn't work. You need to watch your payment to make sure it's coming out. Otherwise, you would need to pay in cash or check or whatever the other million ways to pay that.
Her arm was clearly severed. Also, Beverly says, I didn't think there was a real donkey in it. I did. I think there was a donkey who was wielded by a man named Steve. Also, no T-Rex. Not at the price I'm going to be offering the OF account. There will be no donkey shows. But seriously, court is the ultimate like thing that you can do that people go all out for. It is like worse than Maury or Jerry Springer or Steve Wilkos or whatever it is now. Because it's like people think they're on those TV shows, but they give no shits. It's crazy. Also, good night, Sashina. I will email you tomorrow. We will talk about Friday's stream. For all of you that don't know, Sashina is going to be on the stream on Friday because I'm going to figure out how to do a multiple person stream. And if I don't, the stream will be me figuring out how to do a multiple person stream. Anyways, I love you, Sashina. I know school is starting soon. We're going to be with you for the school year as well. We are going to help you create lesson plans. We're going to help you mark shit. You can send it to us. We'll do a poll and mark shit for you. Seriously, we're going to be good, girl. This is going to be the best school year you ever had. And if there's any other teachers out there that are like, I hate being a teacher too, come on down, baby. We're going to help you all, okay? I promise you I'm going to make this the best year you ever taught. Seriously. I have like grade level specific lesson plans for each level you come to me with. I've got something for you, I promise. Okay.
child support. Okay.
Okay, now do I have to do anything on my end to get that going out of my paychecks, or do you guys send something to me and I can give it to my employer?
Ms. Holmgren, we will send a copy to both you and your employer if we're able to locate them. You said out of Mansalona, is that correct?
Yes, it's
Okay.
Jailhouse Cannabis Company.
Okay. So yes, once we locate that information, you'll get a copy as well as your employer. If you find that you don't receive one within.
Also, please do be aware of KLF telling you the truth about me. I add the letter U into words that don't need it. It might look like I'm an idiot. I'm not. I'm just taught in a French system. My daughter speaks French, and I do Z. Last night, I think I said Control Z like 6 times, and people went a little bit nuts. They're like, she said Z. She said Z. Yeah, I do, because that's how our alphabet goes. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
In the week, then try to get some payroll information and contact your case manager.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna adjourn this out 60 days to make sure that we're getting that. If the income withholding order hits, or if you're paying regularly, we won't necessarily need our court hearing. But I do want to make sure that we're not back here with no payment.
Does this not look exactly like her background almost? This is one of those. What is it from? Oh, Hunt a Killer. Hunt a Killer. Not a sponsor, but could be a sponsor. Could absolutely be a sponsor. But the background looks to me, looks almost the exact same. Like if I just hung out with that back here, her and I would be the same. Color, favorite, behavior, neighbor is another one. Check, we spell differently. There's a few others.
Payments and same story next time, or else we'll have a different conversation. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Holmgren, you can ask your employer for the FEIN number, Federal Employee.
We all know what that is already. The Federal Employment Immigrant, or FEIN. What does the IN stand for? Regardless, in Canada, when you run a company and you employ people that are American, you file an W8BEN form, which is the alternative to the FEIN number. So I used to work for FLIR, which has headquarters offices in Atlanta, Georgia, or Alpharetta, Georgia. And they, yeah, I used to have to do that all the time. But yeah. No, identification, I spell the same. Oh, identification number is what you're saying. So the Federal Employee Identification Number. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Artie. Or sorry, thank you, Hayden. Yeah, so in Canada, we use a W8BEN form to fill in for that. So we don't have FEIN numbers. We have like what do we have? We have GST numbers. That's pretty much it. How do I pronounce aluminum? If I'm speaking to you guys, I'll say aluminum. British people say aluminium. While I was born in Scotland, I say aluminum. And in Canada, it's pretty standardly aluminum. But for example, one of the big words that we have different is foyer. So you guys say foyer? Okay, guys, come on. Here's a quick, easy, humble brag for you. Just say foyer. Just say foyer. Say, I have a Canadian friend, and she told me it's foyer. It's foyer. It's foyer. Okay? Not foyer. Nobody. I can't even put into words how like weird it is to hear people say foyer. Most other things, like Billy Elliot recently sent me a timestamp of when I said a boot, or I said about weird. I have to admit I did. I didn't notice it, but I did say it weird. Oh, the other one is not pro se, but voir dire or voir dire. In the States, you say it a little bit weird. We would say that voir dire. See, I'm not French, right? I was born in Scotland, now live in West Coast, British Columbia, Canada. But one of the things that I did with my daughter was made her go to French immersion school, which is French school for people that don't speak French. So they don't anticipate that any parent at home can speak French. And so this is why there's no homework to begin with, because they're like, oh, those idiots can't even fucking speak French. Okay. Um, so like you get no homework, which is awesome. And then at the beginning, my daughter was in kindergarten. She came home and she said, Mama, they are not speaking English at school. And I said, I know, buddy. But that's what school is. That's when you learn another language. And she sort of looked at me a little crazy. She did not ask me to speak my other language. Thank God, because I don't. But she went back to school. It was about 6 months later. She came home and she goes, Mom, there are other English kids at the school. And I said, oh, no way. Are you serious? And she's like, is there English school? And I was like, oh, not for you. Not for you. And she's now going into the 10th grade, still in French, I'd like to say. Thank you very much. So even though she thinks she can't speak French, she fucking can. Because for the last whatever many years, they've been speaking to her in French. Okay? I didn't get that. They were speaking at me in English and I was speaking back and being a bitch. With French it's a little bit different. Um you say foyer as well, RLS? I think maybe because you took French, like the YER pronunciation is almost always going to be yay. Um I posted recently on Credence and Mikey's Discord a picture of a box of Uncrustables that I bought. You'll notice in Canada, everything is in both French and English. I just spelled something. But seriously, here we go. So we have white labels, or white mailing labels, etiquette d'adresse blanche. And again, that's really poor. I sound like I should learn that. But again, so my whole life, because my brain reads everything, I've spent the time reading all the packages. I've read everything in French and English, but I've never taken French. Don't sound like I've taken English either. Taken English before or taken French before. No, that's not a lie. That's a lie. In grade 8, I took French. The teacher was a pervert. He used to stand by our desks and he would like shove his pelvis forward. What was his name? I can't remember what his name was. I probably could look it up. But anyways, he would literally sit there and like shove his pelvis forward. And I was just like, I'm not into this. I'm not into this at all. There ain't no way I'm putting fuck up with it. And again, I got in trouble a lot at school because I said shit like that. I'd be like, he's gross. Why are we having to sit here with this? And they'd be like, oh, it's a hard time finding teachers. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. He's throwing his pelvis out at us. Again, in the 8th grade. Yeah. I failed 8th grade math. I failed 9th grade math twice. And I failed 10th grade math twice. But I was working at a bank as a head teller doing all the currency. My brain was like, these school people don't know what they're talking about. You're literally in the real world doing math. And guess what? They are not mad at you when you use a calculator. At the bank, they want you to use a calculator. In fact, they give you a calculator as a little typewriter, and it prints out all the type things that you've just typed in. It's beautiful. You can look back, you can make sure you did it right. It baffled me when I was going through school and they're like, memorize this. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I can. And again, that comes down to me having aphantasia, a little bit of difficulty in my brain, visualizing imagery. But even still, I always thought, like, why wouldn't you? We called it backing your work. So you put it into the typewriter, what you took in, and then you print that out, you staple it to the back of the deposit slip, you're done. You've backed your work. When somebody goes, "Oh, did you actually do that?" No, you can prove that you did. Anyways, um, when I went to school though, I was not good at it. I failed all the time. I've told you guys that before. I've never been to university, I've never been to college, and I failed high school. I only graduated on a technicality. And the reason for that is because I had undiagnosed learning disabilities and ADHD. That's just the way it is. Luckily, my daughter's been diagnosed. And if anybody in your family has been diagnosed with ADHD, one of the things I would recommend that you look at is if any parents have been diagnosed. If not, the likelihood is one of those parents is. And Artie says you're passing YouTube. It's true. I'm passing YouTube because YouTube is not graded on the same scale that high school is, unfortunately. But the same thing goes with working at a bank. When I worked at a bank, every day I graduated. Every day I balanced my money. And every day I got more and more confident about my like day-to-day math abilities and less confident about what I was being taught. I was like, I'm not a physicist. I'm not a scientist. I'm a lady, you know? So for me, like failing math, I was like, yeah, but I'm still the person that's doing your deposit, teacher lady. I remember that happened a couple times. Like my math teacher came into the bank to do a deposit and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, let me just pull up your account. Pull up her account. I'm like, yeah, I'll deposit that. But again, like, it's not to be mean to people. It's just the reality of life. At a bank, they want you to double check your work with a calculator. They're not upset that you spend the time double checking it. Reading, however, yes, absolutely fundamental. I read exceptionally well. And so I won't argue with that. I used to often fail English classes because teachers would say, you don't, you didn't read it. There's no possible way you read that overnight. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I stayed up till 4 a.m. Like, that's how I work. And if I had a good teacher, they would say to me, okay, and they would literally quiz me all the way through the book in a sort of concise way and determine, shit, she read the book. Like she may have done it overnight and I may not approve of the speed that she did it in, but she absolutely read this book. And some teachers I had would say, okay, you're done. For the rest of the 6 week, section that we're doing, you can read whatever you want and just not bother us. And those are the classes that I did really well in. When a teacher would say, I don't care if you finish the book, I only want to deal with chapter 1. Well, I would fail because I'm not going to reread chapter 2 through whatever again. And I would get disinterested. And so again, like this is where a lot of I want to appeal to teachers because I think there's standards that school boards put out that are not realistic. I always say to my daughter's teacher, I trust you as an educator, as a person who decided I want to be a person that educates people. So I trust you to take my daughter and take her from day one until the end and say, did she do well? Did she try for who she is? And that's all I care about. I literally do not read the report cards. Don't even bother. And when I tell them that, they sort of look at me funny and I'm like, I'm giving you a free pass here. I'm aware that you can put whatever numbers you want in, and I'm telling you, I'm never going to come to you and demand why a number is not what it is. That's not what I look for. In the morning when my daughter goes to school, if she's happy, if she doesn't want to go to school, those are concerns for me. But if she's happy, she goes to school with no issues, she participates as best she can. I'm not asking you to do, I'm not asking for homework, absolutely not. But in class she participates, she doesn't disrupt other kids, and that she doesn't rub in other kids' faces the amount of work that she's required to do. Those are my requirements. And teachers lose this whole no, I don't have trust in teachers. What I have is an expectation level. I don't give a fuck what letter they send home to me. There's never going to be a change in my daughter's behavior based on that letter. You can give her an F, and I'm never going to shame that child. I'll shame you as a teacher because I think that's your failure. But I will never shame my daughter for her report card. I'll literally burn them without reading them in front of her. I'd be happy to do it. I have multiple that I can see in this room that I've never opened. I don't give them any credence and they don't get any value. And she's passed all her grades. Not because she's maybe up to grade level. She has an IEP, which is an independent education plan that I got her diagnosed by a psychoeducational assessment. But in reality, as a parent coming to the school like that, I am the top game. Like, I feel bad for kids that parents don't have the ability to come and fight for them like that. I do, and my daughter likes school. Like, do you know how crazy that is to me at the 10th grade? She enjoys going to school. Some days I have to like pat myself on the back and think, holy fuck, how did you do that? Like, and it's because I go into every school year and I explain to every single teacher, do not fuck with her self-esteem. Don't tell her she's shit because I'm not going to back you up. So you can be all on your own on that, or you can have a really pleasant year with me. I can make it unpleasant if you'd like. I have a lot of time on my hands. You should see how much time I spend on YouTube. You want me to spend that time here at the school? You don't. And seriously, hey, that's funny. Like, don't bring credence into this. But I love to read. I'm not denying that reading is important. But I also I think the amount of work that most teachers have to give to most kids is called make work. It's to keep them busy. It's so that they don't have to manage most kids in the class. And to me, unfortunately, that's not what I would like our teachers to be doing. I would love our teachers to be broadening the horizons of students, picking up what they want to learn about and teaching them that. But instead, they are sort of pigeonholed into standardized tests. Oh, that's the other thing. I completely exempt my daughter from standardized tests immediately. I just do. If you notice, in school, you're allowed to do that as a parent. So I just waltz right in and explain. You're done. We're not doing that. It's just the way it is. I don't value that type of education, and that's not what you're going to make my daughter value. It doesn't work for everybody, but it works for me. And luckily, it works for me because my daughter has what's called an IEP, or an individualized education plan in Canada. So I'm able to go in there and say to the teacher, hey, are you willing to implement 17 ideas, or do you just want to go with this idea that I've explained to you? Usually they just go with the idea that I've explained to them. And my daughter currently reads in 2 languages, speaks in 2 languages, is probably smarter than me. Like, honestly, I don't have any concern about where she is. My concern is like where I lost my self-esteem as a kid was in school when teachers told me I wasn't smart enough, or I didn't try hard enough, or that wasn't the best I could give. Those were the things that brought me down, not trying and failing. No. So I've taken what I've learned into being a parent. Luckily, I only have 1 kid, right? Because the teachers would get to know, they'd be like, oh, here comes that fucking crazy mom. But luckily, I only got 1 kid, so they don't get a head start. They don't get a heads up on me. And if they do, here's the other secret. You join the parental advisory committee as an executive. Oh, yeah. And then you get to sit and meet with the principal every week. Oh. Mm. Goodness, it's horrible. You only make boys, Bruce Davis? There's only girls in my family. There's literally only been girls. Listen, let's finish off what he's going to say here. I have finished off what I'm going to say, and then we will go. It's almost been 3 hours. How is that possible?
Identification number that will help us get the income withholding order out. Okay.
Okay.
FEIN.
Yep.
All right. I got Gerald Lent, and I had Amanda Bunting here for a minute. You guys want to go off video for a second? I got a phone number that just showed up.
Her last name is confidential, Jeremy, just so you know.
Amanda's last name is confidential?
Yes, she should be referred to as a Towsley.
Okay. She's not here right now, but I've got to check this number and see if this is her.
Well, all that was.
Good morning. My name is Jeremy.
It almost always defaults to a Credence and Mikey video on my channel because that's the way it is. KL, if you're the lone female, I understand that. Listen, guys, had a great night with you as well. I appreciate you guys thinking I'm a good mom. I spend a lot of time pumping up other parents when I was in the mommy group, explaining to them that literally the reason that they spend time worrying about if they're good parents makes them good parents. Bad parents don't do that. It's such a weird concept for good parents to get, but like bad parents don't worry if they're bad parents. That's a thing that good parents do. And I think that each of us as a parent can probably think of that and remember, like, hey, that's just me checking in with myself, making sure I'm doing okay. And sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't, but you're doing the best that you can. I think as parents and as kids, as you grow up, you realize you're like, oh shit, my mom/dad doesn't really know that they don't know shit. Like maybe they ain't smart, but they try. And I think that's the important thing. William says, thank God my wife doesn't believe in standards. Probably a good idea, William. I don't know. I don't believe in educational standardized testing. I believe in good standards and good, I don't know, values, I would say. Like when my daughter goes to school and a teacher says, hey, she's making fun of somebody, she's being rude to somebody. Oh, we have a problem right there. Like we have an issue. But if she says, oh, she didn't finish this homework, and I'm like, yeah, probably not. Wouldn't doubt that. Or she didn't turn in a second draft of something? Yeah, I bet not. But I bet her first draft was really good. Just like my first draft is going to be really good. Again, you have to remember with any kid that you're dealing with that's going to school, unless you have a teacher that is 100% on board, your job is going to be to reinforce their self-esteem as a person. Because even though they may not fit in the round hole that is created at school. Because you have to remember, school is created to make people fit the mold. Okay? And yeah, maybe 60, 70% of people need to fit the mold so that we have people to do the random work. But we also need people that are big thinkers, that don't fit inside a box, that will come up with crazy ideas that other people think are insane. Those are called visionaries and leaders, and you know, the driving force before change. As a rule, that doesn't make sense to encourage in a school. But because it's harder to take care of, it's harder to deal with overall. But in reality, if we're being smart about it, absolutely we need kids that are leaders, kids that think outside the box, kids that don't conform to the average or normality so that they can create the future. And again, when I explain that to teachers, most teachers think, yes, that's right. I know that. I know that's true deep inside of me. And I remember to reiterate to a teacher, I trust you as an educator. I don't trust standardized tests. I trust the person who's with my child every day. And so I don't want you to worry about what you teach them to produce on a test. I want you to worry about the person that they become. I mean, if we gave that role to teachers like we do, but we gave them the credence and I've said credence a couple times. If we gave them the value about that, that would work. Anyways, you guys, I love you so much. It is time for me to go. Please make sure that you've liked the video. It very much helps. What else? Oh, subscribe to the new channel. Good night, Mikey. I hope you have a good evening. I'm taking off too. KLF, everybody who's been here, please come back tomorrow. I'll be around the same time, depending on live chases, etc. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, remember, I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.